Peace, gods. How y'all doing today? This is Essence. Thank you for coming to my channel. And today I want to talk about a recent event that has happened. My instructor did not allow me to come to class yesterday, and we are on our last 4 days of school. She's been saying that I'm not going to make it throughout the class, and she's been saying it not to me on the side with constructive criticism, trying to figure out how she can help me thrive, but public embarrassment every single time. And this last time she did it for like the third or fourth time, I called her and I maturely and respectfully asked her, why does she keep making announcements that I may not make it in front of everyone. And instead of taking accountability for it, she went into a tangent of all these things that she's never discussed with me before, all these projections on me of how she sees me. And they're not true, but that's how she sees me. Like, for example, she's saying, I've never missed a class. She's saying that when other students are driving, that I'm under the tree and I'm not paying attention enough. First of all, I'm under the tree because it's shady and I am watching, and I don't learn things the way they learn things. They learn by just watching other people. I watch them, I talk to them, but I'm a technical person, so I need steps to overcome certain things. And she refused to help me learn straight backing, which ended up taking up a whole 2 weeks of my time. Something that I could have gotten in a week, it took me 2 weeks because she refused to help me. I asked her to sit in the vehicle with me to see what I'm doing wrong so that I could correct it. She said no. She said no. I've been dealing with just the anxiety of her. She uses profanity when she's talking to us. She didn't use profanity talking to me, but derogatory statements. And hearing her use profanity while talking to other students and just bashing down on other students just created this nervousness in me. Like, every time I got to interact with her, I feel nervous. I just do, because I don't know if she's gonna snap, crackle, and pop. But I've been able to make it this far, and I've gotten to the point where I know I could pass my CDL test. And she just told me, because I asked her, why are you addressing me in a group chat, that I shouldn't come to school for the next 3 days and I should come on Monday to meet with the director. She wants to take away the time that I have to practice, because I've never been able to drive 2 days straight since we started. And I have under 5 hours of on the road time. And it just baffles me that you can do nothing wrong and a person can just have an inclination that they don't want to see you succeed. It's crazy. So I wasn't able to sleep last night because I just kept playing over and over in my head, like, maybe if I would have stood up for myself and went to the director earlier, we wouldn't have got to this point. But I thought I was mature enough to feel the emotion and still go through the process anyway. And just mentally just keep myself balanced enough that I could just overcome the obstacle of her character. And she said on the phone that I didn't say nothing disrespectful. And I said, well, no, you didn't say anything disrespectful per se, but the way you say things and the timing of how you say things. And she said, well, you want me to change who I am? That's just how I talk and this, that, and the third, but it's not okay. It's not okay to create a closed-minded space in a learning environment. It's like the parent that says they're about to help their kid with homework, their math homework. And to them, it seems so easy. But they're yelling at the kid because the kid doesn't see it the way they see it. Instead of realizing that you need another approach. You know, and beating down that kid because your yelling is only making them more frustrated and making it a little more complicated for them. And they may get it through that frustration, that complication, and that process. But it's a trauma response to that process. Yeah, so I was just about to test out. I drove the last day I went. I made one error. She told me to go left. I went right because I was already like, oh my God, this woman. And it was like right in that moment when I was thinking that thought is when she told me to go left. And I just went right for some reason. And even though I went right, she told me to keep going. And I made left turns and right turns and followed all the instructions from there on out. And I did well on my driving. We got back to the school and I asked her if I could do my skills. I wanted to test out, but she said no, she has to go to a doctor's appointment and she can't do it. But you just took 2 hours from my class time for the other class, for the students of the other class. You literally just did. Or an hour and a half of my class time. Or hell, even an hour of my class time for another student that's not a part of my class. I'm supposed to get that time. The ones that are in my 4-hour block are the only ones that are allocated for that 4-hour block. So she didn't let me get that time. And I still was respectful. I said, okay, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I went about my way. Feeling sad because I feel like I'm being cheated. I'm being nickeled and dimed of my time. And then she puts this long paragraph in the group chat addressing me and saying again that I'm not going to make it. And so I called her because that is really frustrating me that she kept doing that. And I was still mature. I still kept a healthy tone. I think I talk softer when I'm upset, like how I'm talking right now. This is the tone when I'm upset because I'm conscious of tone when addressing things. Yeah, she just went into a tangent. She didn't take any accountability for her actions. And then the next day she sent me a message saying, you don't need to come to class today. No, you don't need to come to class for the rest of the week. Come in on Monday to speak to the director. I know she talked about the director to me before, probably because she thought I was going to go to the director after she verbally just bashed me with derogatory statements on a day that I was driving, and she had me driving at night on a not well lit road, that I didn't feel comfortable making a particular turn, because by the time I could see it clearly, I was too close up on it, and I just didn't feel that I should make that turn. I kept straight, and I ended up still making the same turn, but in a different way. I had to make a right turn. You know how streets they have the stop, and then they have this little side where you can make that same right turn. I didn't see that quick enough, and I was probably going about 30 miles per hour, maybe 35. And I didn't just feel that my speed and the time that I saw the turn was in alignment enough for me to make the turn. I was thinking about the trailer behind me and being safe. So I ended up having to go to the stop and making a wide turn and making the turn. I made the turn just fine. But I did tell her that I was thinking about the harmful statements that she had just made to me a couple minutes earlier, and that may have slightly distracted me. So she told me she didn't want me to put anybody in danger, so I needed to pull over so she could drive. And I did that, and that was that. Just being so close to my destination. I don't have any money. I quit my job to give all my attention to the CDL school. I didn't miss a single day. For her to be in a position, and when the first time she said derogatory things to me, after she said all the things she said, she ended it by saying, and I'm the one who gets to decide whether or not you're able to go and take the actual test. It was an intimidation. Like, okay, I don't want to escalate this because she's the only instructor. I can't ask for another instructor because she's the only one. And I don't want to be in a position where she's making things more complicated for me and stressing me out even more while I'm trying to get this practice down. But the next day, she went to talk to the director, I'm sure, to try to cover her ass from what she had just done, thinking that I was going to go and talk to the director, but I didn't. And yeah, so close to my destination. And now she's trying to shut me out from doing what I'm supposed to do. There should be no logical reason why I shouldn't be able to go to school these days, and drive and do my practice. Now, if I had cursed her out or something like that, I could see why she would try to do that. But I didn't do that. And these days were just taken from me without me doing anything malice. So, pressure makes diamonds. I trust my universe that it's all working for me, but I still feel the emotion of just being the kind of person that I am, and making conscious efforts to deal with people even when they're in the wrong, and them just that energy in them just building up more and more resentment towards me. And that I'll show you energy. It's not easy. I'll keep you posted.